you doing? The Navion saga continues, and the bill came at $3,500 and counting, and we were like, it seems like last year we paid $3,500 to get it on the road. Actually, I didn't have to spend that much. The brakes were still good, but I chose to replace them because they were, one trip away from being bad, and we may have taken it on mountain roads, things like that, which we didn't. But it seems like the price of admission is $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 every year. Well, guess what? You can rent an RV for about that, without having to worry about the mechanics of it, that all sounds like a great justification. That's what we're doing. We're renting because we put the Navion in the shop and they won't even be able to get the parts for another week or so. And so I said, just scrap it. And then I got unemotional about it. And I said, okay, we'll do one job now, which will be the exhaust manifold leak, which is critical, and then we'll save the other job for another time when we feel we have the money to do it. And that's the the carrier bearing. Now this is the thing, this is what makes it so expensive. The part for the carrier bearing, now the bearing is only about like that big. The part for it does not come with just the bearing. You have to buy the whole drive shaft with the carrier bearing on it. That's $1,200. So, yeah. Kind of, sometimes it is kind of a hanger queen. And I guess, knowing that going in. So this time we're renting and we're going to take, I guess, a generic Ford. And it's a what they call a standard RV, which would be a Class C full size, which is probably about 27 feet or so, 28 feet, who knows. It's bigger than the one that I've been driving, so I'm not nervous about driving it. What I don't like is parking it. That makes it a little less convenient. The good thing about the Navion and Melba, our camper van, is that you could actually park those when you go somewhere. So we don't know. We are actually considering selling the Navion, because it's just like, if the price of admission is that much every year, and you can either equal it or beat it by just renting, because it's more than just the price of getting it roadworthy every year. It's also the price of storing it, and that costs money. So yeah, it about evens out, I think. And even if it didn't even out, you still have the not have to worry about the maintenance costs and things like that. Just getting rid of that worry alone is worth something. So that's what we're doing. And we're still planning our trip. People are saying, oh no, that you shouldn't do that. You should do other things instead. And there's nothing, And you got kids under 12 with you. Yeah, well, they'll enjoy it. They'll be safe with us. As a matter of fact, I think they'll be safer with us than when they go back to school, when school starts. Speaking of that, we went shopping for school stuff. So what I'm doing right now is, one of the disadvantages is they charge you by the hour to run the generator. And we may end up boondocking, so I want to be sure we have our own generator, that we could at least run some things inside, the fan and everything else like that. So I'm trying to find a thing. I misplaced the hose for the tank that goes to the generator. So I'm going to Camping World now. The place where we bought it is not open on Saturdays, of all things. So I'm going all the way out to Camping World to go see if they have one or if they have something like it, so that we can run. Because the generator, with the fuel in the generator by itself, will only last, I think they said, an hour, which isn't much. But with this big tank here behind me, which we call the Lolly Monster, for a humorous reason, because we stored it in the toilet, and it lunged out at the dogs one time when I turned a corner, so we call it the Lolly Monster. But anyway, with that, it'll run 14 hours. So, but it's a big stinky gas tank. It's one of these. It's called the brand is Atwood. It's been modified to attach an external hose to the generator. I'm having my doubts that Camping World will even have the part. And you hook the hose to this, and the generator draws fuel straight out of the tank here. And I misplaced the one that we have, so I'm going looking for one. And also, I'm gonna go stop by Worst Buy and see if they have an expensive router so we can have internet on the road. Woo, fun. Anyway, this is a beautiful place right here across the Missouri River. That's what I'm doing. It's turning into an all-day ordeal. Well, here we are. Camping World. Rockstar Parking. Yep, whenever I come here, I like to peruse. Sorry about the wind. That's the only thing I'm really interested in, actually. It's so rare to see one of these here. This is the updated version of the one we have at home. Lord knows what this would cost here. Oh, and it has a shower. There's the bath, or toilet. Toilet, and there's your shower. So it is fully self-contained. And then you can extend the shower out this way. It leaves two back here. There's your fridge and your kitchen. It'd be quite the cozy ride. Okay, so there's 3 seat belts back here, but good luck in keeping the kids in order. Those seats there are not for anybody to sit on while you're driving. And there's the front. There's your Road Trek windows. And then the front cabin. I think if you stretched it, you might be able to sleep 5. Because I think it would be 2 back there, and I counted 3 seat belts in the back. And then 1 here. And then maybe 1 up here. Okay, if you can hear me through the wind, it's $108,000 and it's got 20,000 miles on it. You'll probably get it for a little less if you count the scrapes and dings and trade-ins and all that nonsense. If you stretched, you could possibly sleep 5 people in there. I could imagine it. It would be a claustrophobic 5. There would be one kid until he grows taller sleeping in the front. You'd have to turn the front seats into a bed somehow. And then it looks like there's a big bed in the back. You could sleep 2 and 2. It'll take 5 passengers, which ours will only take 3. And I don't think you could sleep 5 in there. Not very comfortably. I mean, you could take 2 kids and say, "You're staying in the tent tonight." The boys might enjoy that. Then again, as bad a Rugrats as we deal with all the time, that would be a problem too. But I don't know. It could be good for them. But it's just a fantasy. I mean, we'd have to trade just about everything we have to get that, and then the payments would still be ridiculous. So, anyways.